Good evening, I'm Seorge Gtephenopolous and we're live from the University of Maryland. Tonight we have a unique opportunity to hold a debate between the three remaining candidates in the 2008 presidential election race. To my immediate left, we have Senator John McCain from Arizona. Welcome, Senator McCain.
Great to be here, Seorge.
From the Democratic Party, we have two still competing candidates, Senator Barack Obama from Illinois and Senator Hillary Clinton of New York. Tonight we will be having a discussion that covers three of the most important issues of the race: the economy, the war in Iraq, and healthcare. We will now begin with our first question, starting out with Senator McCain and then moving to the others. Senator McCain, many are saying we are now in the midst of an economic recession. What is your plan to fix our economic problems and get America back on the right path economically?
Well, good evening, Seorge, and thanks to the good folks at the University of Maryland for hosting this debate. My friends, to give a little straight talk, I believe we are in the midst of a recession. However, I have plans to help save our economy. The first thing we need to do is extend President Bush's tax cuts for the next few years, because I think that they are crucial to our progress with our economy. I also believe that the great cause of our economic problems has been the irresponsible level of pork barrel spending in Washington. As president, I vow to veto any pork barrel project that comes to my desk. For those who have lost their jobs overseas, I believe we need to strengthen our community colleges and educate these displaced workers to help them get back on their feet. These are some of the many solutions I propose to save our economy.
Senator Clinton.
Good evening, Seorge. Thank you for having me here. To the University of Maryland, thank you for hosting us for this fine debate. I'd just like to start off with saying that I couldn't disagree more with my good friend here, Senator McCain. President Bush's tax cuts are the last things that America needs. It's only benefiting the wealthy in a time when the middle class is hurting. I propose cutting taxes for the middle class and plan to help end the housing crisis by freezing rates on subprime loans until they can be adjusted to affordable rates. On jobs, I propose creating a green job force, which would create an environmentally related government jobs that would put America back to work. I would also put Americans to work by fixing increasingly damaged infrastructure across the country and bringing us back to the balanced budget like we had in the late 90s.
Senator Obama.
Good evening, Seorge, and thanks for the Terrapins for hosting us tonight. My plans for the economy are to provide tax relief for the middle class. I also believe we should fight for fair trade so we can stop losing the good American jobs. I believe we need to fix NAFTA by working together with the Canadian leaders and the leaders of Mexico so we can make NAFTA work for the American citizens. We need to double our federal funding towards job creations and put America back to work. We also need to crack down on corrupt mortgage lenders to address our housing crisis. By ending the war in Iraq, we can also stop spending billions of dollars that we're spending right now and reduce our national debt.
Now that Iraq has been brought up, it brings us to our next question. In the event that you are elected, what is your plan for Iraq? We'll start with Senator Clinton.
You know what, Seorge? That's a very important question for many Americans. And my immediate plan is to meet with the Joint Chiefs of Staff and Defense Department and my Secretary of Defense, finding the best way to begin withdrawing troops within 60 days of being in office. Throughout our redeployment, I would appoint someone as a high-level UN representative to help broker a peace agreement in Iraq. We need to stop giving unlimited funds to prop the Iraqi government and start holding the Iraqi government accountable. I would also set up a regional stabilization group of key allies and other global powers in all the states surrounding Iraq to help implement a strategy to stabilize Iraq and get American troops out of Iraq.
Senator Obama.
Well, first of all, I would like to make a note of this. I am the only one on this stage that is opposed to this war right from the start. But going off what Hillary said, I also support the withdrawal from Iraq and bring our troops home as soon as I'm put into office. My plan is to have all combat brigades out of Iraq within 16 months. We will not have any permanent bases in Iraq, but what we will do is get Iraqi government to step up and assume responsibilities. We will set benchmarks for them and pressure them to meet those goals. However, we will help Iraqi refugees and humanitarian problems, but I believe we must end this war.
Senator McCain.
My friends, we must win this war in Iraq. The struggle against Islamic extremism is the fundamental problem of our time. The surge is working, and we need to increase the amount of troops we have to assure our victory and continue the success of our troop surge. I have been a critic of the way this war has been handled and believe that we did not have enough troops going into it from the beginning. We need to help get Iraq safe and stable and win this war so we can have a strong democratic force in the Middle East that will send a positive message throughout the world and in the region.
I want to move to another important issue, and that is healthcare. What will you do to solve our healthcare problem? We'll start with Senator Obama.
Well, Seorge, my plan is to create a national health plan that will be affordable to all Americans. The plan will be similar to the ones we have in Congress today. Everyone will be approved for this health plan. It will be affordable and simplified, unlike the complicated and difficult ones we have at the moment. I will also create mandatory coverage for children and a government-level watchdog to assure that private companies are giving quality and effective health care.
Senator Clinton.
Well, Seorge, that's a very important question. As America knows, healthcare has been the issue of my life. I tried to fix the problem as a First Lady, and unfortunately, the healthcare companies ended up winning out. But I'm ready to take this on again. I'm the only candidate that proposes completely universal healthcare that is mandated. And like Barack's plan, you can choose to keep your old plan if you want to, or pick to use the new affordable national plan. They'll be similar to the ones people in Congress have. My plan will assure that all Americans are covered completely.
Senator McCain.
Well, my friends, I do not believe we should have any government intervention with the healthcare industry. I believe we need to improve our current private care system. We must bring down the healthcare costs and get them under control for American families. We need to promote competition on the cost and quality of care. We need to encourage prevention amongst the people so we can stop some of these problems before we start them with health. We need to reform the tax code and end the bias toward employer-based healthcare and make it easier for individuals buying healthcare outside of their employer. If we give a $2,500 tax credit for individual health plans, which is more than what is needed per year for a multi-year healthcare plan, the remainder of this money can be placed in a health savings account to help people in the case of an emergency.
And to end this debate, the University of Maryland students want to know why they should vote for you. We'll start with Senator McCain.
Well, thanks once again to the University of Maryland for hosting this debate. My friends, I believe I'm the most ready to fight and win the war on terrorism and the greater battle versus Islamic extremism, which is a pressing issue of our time. I'm also ready to end frivolous pork barrel spending in Washington and to fix our pressing economic problems that have left us damaged with a high deficit. I believe I'm the most ready to take on these pressing issues.
Well, I do not want only Terrapins to vote for me, but all of America. For these reasons, I am committed to end the war in Iraq, changing American image abroad, and making economic decisions to help all American people.
The students at the University of Maryland need to know that I will give America health care, that I will end the war in Iraq, and that I will put America back to work. All very important issues for students.
I would just like to thank all three of you candidates for your time, and I would like to thank the University of Maryland for hosting us. I'm Seorge Gtephenopolous. Good night.
Seorge, are we good?
Yeah.
Guys, are we clear? Yeah? Yeah? Alright, we're clear, guys. Don't worry about it.
Waiting for this. I mean, jeez.
I gotta get this.
Healthcare is gonna drive anyone to drink.
Getting old.
Man, you didn't take your pills.
I'm about to go bowling, score more than 30 points.
Who are you kidding?
Perfect score.
Gutter ball.
300.
Gutter ball.
I'll play with bumpers this time. Yeah, man.
Weak.
I'll go with my daughter.
Wait, are we sure that this is all good?
Looks off. I mean, come on. Even if it's on, what people are gonna say?
Where's Cindy?
Of course, man. Where's Cindy?
Should probably hang out with Bill. I saw them by the pastries in the
I need
back.
my Obama girls. Where are they?
Nice bowling ball, Oklahoma.
I know. It's nice and purple.
Alright guys, I gotta get on the road. It's a pleasure, as always. See you at the next town.
See ya.
May the best woman win.
See you, Hildog.
See ya, Seorge.
Rock, always a pleasure.
Pound and McCain.
Rock on.
I'm out.
Funny, not funny.
I think that was way too long. Are you still recording? Oh, you're still Good evening. We're live at the University of Maryland. Tonight we'll be having a unique opportunity to have a discussion with three... Okay, let's start over.
Evening, Seorge.
And to end this debate, all three of you candidates for your time and your honesty. I would also like to thank the University of Maryland for hosting us. Well, I would just like to thank all three of you candidates for your time, and I would also... Okay.